Move over, J.K. Rowling. British writers now have a new queen, I guess. Julia Donaldson, who, of course, I did not have any idea who this is, actually topped J.K. Rowling in Harry Potter, becoming Nielsen IQ Bookscan 50 million units sold. The first author to do so, which actually outpaces Harry Potter. Now, I don't believe that Julia Donaldson has the record worldwide, but it does have the record in the UK for how many books have been sold. And we're going to just kind of dive into who this is and what's going on in this in just a bit, because it's pretty fascinating how crazy this went, especially given the current state of the book industry, where they're just bleeding readership at this point. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things in books. This is your real fantasy news, my friends, and I'm glad you're here. I am the author of this fantasy series. It's a nice YA fantasy series called The Adventures of Baron von Monocle. It starts in for Steam and Country. It's clean. It's good for all ages. If you are a Harry Potter fan and the like, I think you'll really love this. It's in the description below. It's a 6-book series, and it's an airship crew that quests, they adventure, they fight monsters. Really good stuff. Very patriotic and wholesome, and it's enjoyable stuff. So check it out in the description below. Really appreciate you guys reading, supporting our art, and of course, this is a 6-book series. It's available on ebook, print, and audio. If you want to grab the whole thing, it will just build up very, very nicely. I build my series like that intentionally, and I, again, do appreciate all you guys reading out there. It's been a good year for us over here. Not quite as good as Julie here, but yes, we've had a fantastic year thanks to readers like you. Now, this is it. She's break the Nielsen IQ Bookscan 50 million unit barrier, and she's the top all-time author volume chart, the first writer to sell more than 50 million units through the British bookshops since Accurate Records began. Now, there is a U.S. Sort of alternative to this called Bookscan as well, and she does not have the record there, but she does in England. And who is this person? Because this did pass Harry Potter, which is the biggest, of course. Interesting on that level. Now, of course, there's been a concerted effort to cancel Harry Potter in recent years because J.K. Rowling is standing up for women against men pretending to be women, and they're flipping out about that. A lot of bookstores have actually boycotted Harry Potter, which is ridiculous, because it's one of the few books that continue to sell these days, and of course it's one of the ones that people enjoy as the modern stuff. I went to a bookstore this weekend. Oh my gosh, you even go into the YA section or the kids section, it's just black, lesbian, disabled people on every single cover. It's like you can't find anything. I've got an 11-year-old boy, and he's got reading requirements for school, and it's like, there's nothing for him to read. There's nothing in a bookstore for him to just pick up. So I found some stuff on Amazon, some classic stuff, of course, but they don't produce anything anymore, and they don't carry anything anymore that, of course, a lot of these kids like to read. Now, Julia Donaldson is a different age group. She really does like little kids' books, and that's exactly why I haven't heard of her before this point, and that's exactly where she's going on. But bookstores are causing a problem, and what's being produced in the publishing industry is causing a problem to where, of course, we know that 16% of adults at this point are reading on a daily basis. It's very, very low. It's the lowest in history. It keeps going down every single year, and it gets worse among the younger generations who just don't have the time or patience for this kind of nonsense that the publishing industry is producing out. Now, they want to push that, and they want to get rid of stuff like Harry Potter, because Harry Potter, has a white male lead. It's got a very Christian theme to it, and it's just some wholesome stuff. But they don't want that. They want everything to have LGBTQ crap in it these days. This is coming from agents I've talked to, and this is for kids' books, guys. Like, this is books that are geared towards 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds because they want to groom them into those lifestyles. That's exactly what's going on. Now, like I said, this is a different story right here where Julia has taken this kind of situation, and she's built this, and this is who she is. She is an English writer and playwright, a children's laureate, best known for her popular rhyming stories with children, much younger, illustrated by Alex Sheffer, which include the Gruffalo here. I have heard of this book. Okay, I think I have read this to my kids back in the day. So, yes. So Broom Room is another one. It's a weird witch thing, so I probably would avoid that. And Stickman. Now, I've seen Stickman on this, pretty popular. I think this is her most popular overall. Now, she's got a bunch of different kids shows, kids stuff, all the way around 184 published works with 64 widely available, they say. So a lot going on there goes into this. And in January 2025, she became Britain's best-selling author, surpassing J.K. Rowling by some 600,000 sales. Now, J.K. Rowling doesn't output a lot of new books, and that's a big reason for that to happen. She is just, of course, has those old books. She has done some stuff over the years. Really has not reached the level of Harry Potter or any of that, but she doesn't really do all that much, and because she's a multi-billionaire, she really doesn't have to, right? So this woman, though, 76 years old, so she's been at it for a very long time, and this goes to show this is pretty interesting and a wholesome story in a ways that's kind of contrary to the rest of the book series, book industry. She's just kind of just worked really, really hard and cranked stuff out. 184 works is nothing to snuff at, even with children's books. That's a lot of work, and she seems to just grind it and grind it and grind it, and it's made her the best-selling author of all time in the UK. Now, on the Harry Potter level, J.K. Rowling sold more than 600 million books worldwide, so 50 million in the UK is a big thing. Of course, Julia is doing well overseas and the like that, but she's not hit anywhere near this with this kind of books. And we're talking mostly Harry Potter on this level, because the first Harry Potter book, just one, has sold 120 million copies, which of course trumps any of Julia's books by a sound margin on that level. So interesting stuff right now, but this is your like queen of British writing at this point, writing children's books, which is very, very interesting again. But this is what people buy. They buy children's books. Parents buy children's books for their kids. And so when you look at things, and you look at things for the market, and this is where the book industry goes absolutely crazy and is stupid, things that parents want to buy for their children is where it's at. And this doesn't just go for little kids' books. This goes for middle school grade books, YA book. That's your target market, because if you want to get the children reading, and who has the disposable income? The parents do. And the parents want to get children reading, and the children have more time to read and are actually encouraged to read in the schools and like. You should be trying to capture that sort of like wider demographic and not trying to push things towards your little political agenda, which is what the book industry does all the time. I went into a bookstore this weekend, as I mentioned before. I saw maybe 2-3 books in the entire store that is like, okay, this is something that a male would want to read. I mean, it's absolutely crazy on that level how far that the book industry's fallen on. But this is what they're doing. This is what they're pushing. We covered yesterday on the channel that there was a woman who was getting canceled for saying that she couldn't get published because she writes straight white characters, and she's a straight white person, and they don't want that. That's more and more happening. People like Julia Donaldson might not even be published today. And even though she's the bestseller, they don't understand that in the book industry, and they don't seem to care about that. It's more about their agenda than it is what actually sells. Interesting stuff. What do you think about this? Have you heard of Julia Donaldson before? Leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you like my content, not this book. This is a book I'm checking out. But this is my book. It's for Steam and Country. It is a YA fantasy book. You're going to enjoy this, and the whole family can enjoy it. It's in the description below. 6-book series. Thanks for being here and supporting. We'll be back soon.